the Rev Mel Show. It's the Rev Mel Show.
Welcome to the Rev Mel Show on TalkingSexRadio.com. Log in to chat your questions or call 818-731-7942. And now, here's your host, Reverend Mel.
Welcome to the Rev Mel Show, sponsored by TSR Network and a whole bunch of other people. We're not going to talk about it right at this moment because I want to get to my guest. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. My guest, I have been pursuing her and pursuing her. I've been calling her, you know, on FetLife and on every place I can get a hold of her. In person, at a party. I've been saying, you got to
get to Twitter.
Yes. Yeah. Here's Midori. Yay! Welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thanks for being persistent and patient with me. My schedule's kind of crazy.
You are so busy.
I am.
You have traveled. This woman has traveled all over the world. I mean, I've done my research. I'm so, you know, we're gonna get to, okay. We're going to get the sexual questions out of the way because we're going to get to the meat of this, okay? The sexual questions is this, and you know, she's never seen my show before.
No, I haven't. I know. I'm sorry. I apologize.
So the first question, Midori.
Yes.
First of all, it's Midori. There's no begin. There's no.
It's just Midori.
It's just Midori.
Yep.
I love that name.
Thank you. Thank you.
What is the meaning of?
You know, it's funny. I've had really funny conversations around my name. I had somebody recently when I was teaching in London. A young French woman came up and asked, "What is this Midori?" With this fabulous, gorgeous. She must have been a model, gorgeous, and with the French accent. "What is this Midori?" I'm like, "Me." And it must be a title that it's a title you are granted for being a teacher. Yes. I'm like, no, it's just a name. And she had this whole idea that Midori must have meant a name of a sex guru or something. I'm like, no, it's just a name. Oh, but this book has Midori on it. Yeah, I wrote that book. That is you? And yeah, it's me. And a lot of people think it's some chosen name, but actually, it's my mom named me Midori, obviously, and.
So Midori is your given name.
It's my given name.
It is your given name.
Indeed my given name. And I had all sorts of grief when I was a child, growing up in Japan, because Midori is, when I was a kid, a grandmother name. You know, kind of like Estelle, Pearl.
Midori's a beautiful name.
Yeah, over here it sounds great, but in Japan it was kind of like growing up being named Maribel.
Or like Hazel.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so it's a name commonly given. It means, phonetically it means green, although the kanji characters add different meaning to it.
Is that why the drink Midori, Midori drink is green? Do people ask you if you named yourself after the drink?
They do, and they're like, oh, you must like the drink. I'm like, funny. It's actually a really old-fashioned drink. Wow. You know, kind of like Shirley Temple wasn't named after the drink. You know, and it's an old-fashioned name. I used to get teased a lot for it. I'm born in May. And everything is that.
What's your birthday?
Yeah, May 4th.
I'm May 2nd.
Hey,
Taurus. Yeah, Taurus.
Yeah, right
Two
on.
strong women.
Yeah. Strong and sensual, earthy, no nonsense. Yep.
And what is in your what year were you born in? Like, I'm a dragon.
I am a fire horse.
A fire horse.
Yeah,
wow.
and in fact, that's my company, my corporate entity name.
I was going to ask. I have that down. The name of her company.
Yeah.
So Productions, Fire Horse.
Fire Horse Productions.
We're going to get to that. I'm excited about talking about it. So, you were born in Japan.
Yes.
And when did you come to the United States?
I was in my early teens. I was almost 14.
Wow, that had to be really difficult.
It had its challenges, but you know, I think other kids have had it much rougher. I mean, sure, okay, learning a whole nother language, because I sort of spoke a family pidgin. You know how, like, if you grow up in a household where there's another language spoken, you pick up a little that family pidgin. So I spoke a little family pidgin English, but I couldn't read or write.
Are both of your parents Japanese?
No, my dad, who's deceased, is Japanese, and my mom, American.
Oh, wow. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So your mom met him in Japan, and then she lived in Japan?
Yeah.
So that had to also be very difficult for her to have her husband, die when she was living in Japan.
Oh, they were already divorced.
Oh, wow.
They were long divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
She's beautiful. I didn't know what nationality she was.
And that mix.
Mix.
It's that new breed. It's the mix of everything.
It's the one where everyone wants to be.
Yes, hybrid vigor.
Yeah, they want to be both.
Hybrid vigor, absolutely.
So let's get the questions out of the way.
Yeah, as somebody who's mixed culture, mixed ethnicity, I'm really excited that, we have a president that I can look at him and say, okay, you know what? He's mixed too.
Yep.
And he comes from many cultures, and he totally gets it. This is the 21st century.
Yep.
Yeah.
No more, segregation. No more, you've got to be in your corner and I've got to be in my corner. We all have to live together. And look at how beautiful when people are mixed. Well, I'm French, Sicilian, and American Indian. So I got a little bit of mixture in me too. And they hid the fact that I was American Indian.
Wow, you're kind of like a walking, talking Louisiana history kind of.
Yeah, from the Midwest though. Yeah.
Yeah, but then that
French Canadian.
Yeah, there's that whole Creole Napoleonic history, isn't there?
Yeah, it makes your blood boil. Hot sizzle blood. Let's talk about blood boiling. So, my dear.
Yes.
The hard questions. These are the ones that we get out. Everyone has asked these questions.
Okay.
No one gets away. In fact, nobody gets away with it.
Okay.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
I did not lose my virginity. I claimed my sexuality.
Okay, because it's a pet peeve of yours.
It is?
Yes.
It is. The term losing your virginity, and I wrote this whole thing, I think you saw that. Losing the virginity is so loaded with cultural messages around women as possession, as the commodification of one's hymen. And look, in today's culture, we grew up riding bicycles, right? Climbing trees, riding bicycles. I mean, before we were even sexually active, the hymen was worn away just by being a kid. And this whole idea of losing one's virginity. Well, there's an emphasis so much on vaginal penetrative activity. And there's so much more to sexuality. Instead of saying lost something, why not focus on claiming and gaining? I also think that allows for a more holistic sexual view and a more healthy healing view, especially if somebody's earlier sexual incidences were neither consensual, maybe they were abusive, maybe they were traumatic, and maybe it was more about violence and control, not sex.
Yeah.
So then why define that as one's definitive identity, adulthood forming moment? So instead, I like to say, when did you claim your sexuality? So,
I like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna learn so much today.